So, you ready for this, Cody?
Yeah. Can I say it? Bear versus eagle.
Bear versus eagle. Yes, that's right. And what do we mean by that? We mean, of course, the space race. The eagle being the American mascot, and of course, America, yeah. And the bear being the Soviet Union mascot.
Soviet Russia.
Yeah. So obviously, it comes down to bear versus eagle. You know, who would win? I think that could be a good fight. Scrappy. You know,
Scrappy. What you? Scrappy.
Yeah, scrappy. Like, I think that, you know, an eagle probably fights dirty. You know, it would go for the eyes of the bear, and it'd fight dirty because, you know, it knows that, you know, the bear's got, you know, 300 pounds on it. The eagle probably weighs like 10 pounds.
Yeah.
And eagles can get big.
Yeah,
You know, let's not discount eagles.
Yeah.
Eagles are cool, but bears are a lot bigger than eagles. So, you know, at the end
Some
of the day,
eagles can like dive in water and get like fish. Like they can.
that's probably how this whole feud started. Was a bear was going to get its dinner. What happens next? It's got a fish in its mouth. Eagle swoops down, takes it right out of its mouth. Unsuspecting bear starts the whole space race right there.
There you go. So space race, as you all know, I'm not going to go down the whole path. Space race happens after World War II. Who's the two superpowers? Soviet Union and America. And they get a lot of the Nazi scientists, and they're trying to race towards outer space because outer space is the next frontier, and we're reaching, you know, further and beyond. The V2 rocket developed by the Germans actually goes to America. I don't think Soviet Union actually got any V2 rockets. I might be wrong there. But with Operation Paperclip and Warner von Braun coming over, and a bunch of the rocket scientists, and they helped the Americans build more and more rockets. Redstone ballistic missile evolves to the Redstone rocket. If you ever seen Hidden Figures, the Redstone rocket, that's all about the Redstone rocket. And Alan Shepard launching. Alan Shepard is the very first American in outer space. All that starts, though, before that with the launch of Sputnik 1 by the Soviet Union. So they beat us to a lot of first. With very first satellite in outer space, very first animal to orbit the planet, Laika. Terrier
Did
dog.
Laika orbit?
Yes, Laika orbited the planet, but did not return, even though we thought she returned, and there was propaganda.
Oh.
And they used a fake Laika in pictures. And we didn't find out, actually, till after.
She had very close likeness.
She was, yes, very close likeness. Actually, interesting thing about Laika, she was a dog off the streets of like Moscow. They thought that a tough dog that was surviving in the streets of Russia would be able to last out, and they thought more toughness instead of just, you know,
a pampered dog that, you know, has lived a very easy life. That makes sense. A dog that's had to fight to live.
Yeah.
That would, you know, fight to live in space.
Yeah.
Totally.
And the start of that. So, from Alan Shepard, though, JFK's famous speech that we are going to go to the moon by the end of this decade. We're going to try to accomplish the impossible. I totally botched that, but what he says in that speech.
It was a little bit cooler sounding.
It was.
1961,
Alan Shepard goes up. We get to the moon by 1969. That is 8 years.
Yeah, but he said the end of the decade. They made it by the end of the decade. I mean, by the skin of their teeth, but they made it.
Yes,
they
did. Yes, they did.
And that was kind of the whole space race, you know, goal, the whole objective. You know, some would argue that, but, you know, that's what we get taught in history lessons today is that in the space race, the whole objective was who could get to the moon first. The moon was the final goal.
It was the cream of the crop.
Yes. Well, some people say that the moon is made out of cheese, so the cheese of the crop.